I'm standing up because I'm hyped. So happy Wednesday, everybody. Yeah, see, if I put the mic up there, you'll be able to hear me, see it, and it'll be all in the way. So happy Wednesday. I hope everyone had a super safe, very, very safe, because COVID numbers are going up. Safe holiday. I'm Nady. Hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Licensed professional counselor in Houston, Texas. That's me. I'm also the owner of Freedom Psychotherapy and Wellness Services. I primarily focus on providing therapy and wellness experiences that help my clients go from feeling depleted and numb and weak to feeling whole, energized, and their absolute best selves. So that is what I do. If you'd like to get started with your wellness journey and skyrocket your well-being, I do have a free checklist so you can download with tiny tips that you can take this week right now. I give steps for 6 different areas of your well-being so that you can start wherever makes the most sense to you. You can download it at for free, actually. I hope I said that for free at connect.freedompsychotherapy.net/checklist. So 100% definitely check it out. Again, it's free and it'll help you kickstart your wellness journey so you can be a happier, healthier, more energized, in a better mood you. So we have to talk about bedtime. That's what we're talking about today. My whole family, or I guess I should say my mother's side of the family, half my clients, many of my friends do not sleep well. I personally don't play about my sleep, but I know it's really hard for a lot of people to get to sleep, whether that is like falling asleep or staying asleep. So we're talking about this today because it's just a topic I talk about so much with my one-on-one clients that and it came up a lot like last week, and I was saying to myself, like, I should probably consider doing a live about this because whether it's trouble, like I said, falling asleep or staying asleep, I have the hack, I have the thing, the fix that'll help save you a lot of sleepless nights for sure, for sure. So as always, I got the notes on deck for you guys because I don't want to miss anything. So let's jump into it. My best cure, like I said, for difficulty sleeping is a bedtime routine, a nighttime routine, a sleep routine, whatever you want to call it. What does that mean? A routine is how it sounds. It's like 3 to 5 things that you do every night in the same order all the time on repeat. The reason why, so let's talk about the why and then I'll tell you the how. So, routines are important because structure allows your brain to wind down, especially at nighttime. So, you don't have to think about the next thing or the next couple of things it's already done for you. You have to do, like, it's one of those where, like, you just have to do it because it's already done. It takes a lot of anxiety and overthinking sort of off the table when you plan or have a routine already in place. Does that make sense? Like if you already kind of know what the steps are, it completely can help your brain like just blank out and not have to like worry and stress and think 2 steps ahead. You're good. So routines also help neurologically because your brain will start to make associations with those bedtime activities. So much so that once they become a habit, your brain will start to recognize the sleep in those activities even when you're not getting ready for bed. So I'll give an example of like what that means in a couple minutes, but here's how you do it. You have to start with just 3 to 5 sensory activities to do before bed and do them in the same order and do them over and over again. So when I say sensory activities, I mean something you either touch, taste, smell, hear, or see. I'll give you a few examples of each one. So, okay, let's say touch, right? That could be a shower, that could be using a body cream all over. Taste would be like drinking some tea, sleepy time tea, chamomile tea, or a piece of candy or like a mint or something like that. Smell, essential oils, you run your diffuser, a pillow spray or bedroom spray, things that you hear. So, like ocean sounds, playing soft music, playing a meditation or like a white noise kind of playlist. Yeah, and then for sight, reading, a Sudoku book, a crossword puzzle, all the above. So, those are a few examples of each. Some of these overlap, so you only have to pick a few. Like obviously, like if you're drinking tea, that kind of incorporates your smell, and that kind of incorporates touch, like the warmth and stuff like that. lavender oil, or I guess I'll tell you about my routine actually. So I was gonna say lavender oil is what is my go-to. I put it on my pillows and my hands. I love the lavenders, and I play meditation or like rain sounds or thunderstorms or something, and then I drink a sleepy time tea. Shout out to the tea. I got talked about on my last live because I was drinking out of my big giant jug. So I have a nice, cute little branded glass instead, mug instead, right? So those are my things. So, and actually in the last couple of weeks to the routine, I've added like reading. I started reading in the last couple of weeks again, but normally it's just like that lavender oil. I play meditation or some rain sounds, and I drink some tea. That's my night routine. So for you, it could be something like you take a shower, you play your white noise, and you do a Sudoku puzzle. That could be as much as you do. So whatever activities sound the most relaxing to you, try like 2 to 3 of those out. The trick is to do them in the same order every night though. Like that's the part to remember. We choose sensory activities, or I say that this is like the part of the hack that is the most important, the sensory activity, because of the high associations your brain makes with your senses. So, you know, like when you smell a fragrance and like it immediately like takes you back to your grandma's house when you were like 12 years old, like senses are super powerful. Like even songs, like black folks know, you hear that one song or you hear the beat to it and it immediately like takes you right to like the best feeling and you're in a mood and like whatever, right? So the senses are very powerful that way. So remember when I said earlier that your brain will start recognizing these things even when it's not bedtime. So if you get into it as a habit, it'll be one of those things like for me sometimes what will happen, like if I smell lavender out in the world, like it's almost like ooh, like what's that? Like, isn't that time? Like, what's going on? Like, your brain will literally start to associate those things. So it's like you'll smell the same thing, or you'll touch it, or like as soon as you take a shower, you'll start to get sleepy. That's what starts to happen. So that's why it really works and it really helps. And the more you do it, the more you'll be able to just drift right off to bed. So that's the thing. So that's it. So, like I said, the keys to remember are sensory activities, something you touch, taste, smell, hear, or see, only 2 to 3 things, and do them in the same order every night. And start to make it a habit, and your brain will start associating all those things with sleep. And soon enough, you'll fall asleep. A couple little tips and tricks I would add to that though is like if you're one of those people that stays up or can fall asleep but then wakes up in the middle of the night, I would suggest getting up out of the bed and like walking around, piddling around the house, do something, wash a dish or whatever, and then like, you know, give it 10, 15 minutes and like see if you get sleepy again and then lay back down. I do not recommend just laying up in bed awake, especially if it takes like an hour, it takes like 45 minutes for you to get back to sleep. That's another like association your brain is making. If you only get in the bed when it's time to sleep, your brain will associate the bed with sleep. So get up until you're sleepy and then lay back down. So that's a little trick if you're one of those people that like you can make it to bed, but sometimes you wake up, go ahead and get up, fully out, 10, 15 minutes, get back in the bed. So that way your brain doesn't think like, oh, we're up, we can be up in the bed. As well as if you're like a watch TV in bed, do schoolwork in bed, do homework in bed, all the above. Try to limit it to outside of the bed, and then when it's time to go to sleep, get in it. Like that's a trick again for your brain neurologically to make the associations for you. So there you go. So let me know what you decide to put together for yourself. Send me a DM if you put a little routine together. I'd love to hear it. I would love to know. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like these lives and tips and tricks like this, you should definitely subscribe to my email list. That's where I give even more tips and secrets that you usually have to go to your therapist for. You can go to connect.freedompsychotherapy.net to sign up. And if you sign up tonight, you'll catch tomorrow's newsletter because I send it out every Thursday. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you next week.